What's up, people? How you guys doing, man? So I'm back with another video. And one thing I want to talk about is Monday Night Raw. That indeed did happen the past Monday on Monday Night Raw. So, with that being said, I'm here to start my review on Monday Night Raw. So, what happened was, to open the night on Monday Night Raw was Daniel Bryan and Bray in the ring celebrating. So, in the same week when Daniel Bryan was the world champion, he celebrated. He was the World Heavyweight Champion. So after his 2 victories at WrestleMania, probably one of the only people to get 2 victories, compete in 2 matches at WrestleMania, which was well triumphant with the fact that he beat Triple H, and then he went on to be World Champion. So with that being said, he did took last week off. That during his week absence, it would turn out he was on his honeymoon with Brie Bella. So I don't know if you can have honey on a moon. So to celebrate their wedding, to say the least. So yeah, it was really phenomenal. So basically, what I found out is that Daniel Bryan was crying because he found out his father died, so he couldn't really talk. But unfortunately, it turned out that, quite frankly, Daniel Bryan indeed was celebrating nonetheless and appeared on Monday Night Raw. So with his celebration cut short by Stephanie McMahon, and I'm surprised Daniel Bryan didn't talk, but now I found out the reason why he couldn't speak. So Stephanie McMahon came out and basically started congratulating Daniel Bryan and Bray for getting married and becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. So basically, she teases that she got them a wedding present with basically an opponent for Extreme Rules for the World Heavyweight title, which Daniel Bryan will be getting his first title defense on his first pay-per-view as the World Heavyweight Champion. The WWE World Champion. So that's what I gotta say to that. So basically, he says opponent's Kane, and then by surprise, Kane comes out, and then Stephanie even says Bray needs to stay out of harm's way. So Stephanie was like, Bray's gotta leave right when Kane came out. So basically, with Kane's music playing and blaring, Stephanie was like, stay there. Daniel Bryan, Bray was trying to retreat. Bray screamed, and basically Daniel Bryan got his attention. Basically, she got Daniel Bryan's attention, and as she turned into where she was looking, turned out Kane was actually there. And then basically the beatdown was there. Bray was forced to run, and then with Daniel Bryan serving that brutal beatdown, which was a little hard to believe, and then Stephanie Bell was like, "Stop it, Kane! Don't do it! Don't do it!" Which I thought was a little bit mildly amusing, but it just reminded me of what Paul Heyman did when Brock Lesnar was serving his beatdowns. This is going to be the similar story with Kane. So hopefully Stephanie is not there doing that same thing every week when Kane's dishing his beatdowns, because I don't think I should be amused by that at all. Honestly, we all know Stephanie McMahon is just being devious and very sly about this, but with her holding Daniel Bryan's world titles and saying it, let's hear it for the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan, she didn't really care. It's almost similar to Triple H's beatdown, except she was physically involved slapping Daniel Bryan around, so except her, she wasn't involved at all, basically. So that's what happened from there. Next thing to talk about was the Shield and Evolution. I thought the Shield has a great promo responding to Evolution. So it's great. Evolution did look back into 2003, 2004 with Triple H being a world champion and the rest of the Evolution crew having other champions as well, rising up on the card. I think that was great. The fact that Triple H did serve as the leader, even though Flair was teaching everybody the history and the stuff like that, being the past, achieving everything, and then the present was Triple H being the world champion. That's what I gotta say to that. So basically, with Triple H, Batista, and Orton, I think it fits perfectly. I don't think Ric Flair needs to be there, because the fact that it's a 3-on-3 feud, if they were to get Ric Flair back, hopefully he doesn't wrestle, he's still a manager, but I think it would be unnecessary, because he's only an occasional wrestler, and he's retired as well, so I know he even retired 10 years ago with the part of Evolution, but the fact that he was still wrestling even from there, so yeah, so honestly, I feel like the three are perfect, but Ric Flair could play to the history as well, so I don't know what's going to happen from there, but basically he could promote Evolution and just do some nostalgia stuff that he used to do before, with him as the dirtiest player in the game, to say the least. So yeah, quite frankly, that's what I gotta say to that. So what was I gonna say? Well, yeah, so yeah, that's what I gotta say to that. So, quite frankly, from there, quite frankly, from there, the Shield comes out, and then basically Evolution retreated, and what is it? Evolution retreated, and basically the Shield comes out and did a promo about, yeah, you guys achieved, but yeah, you guys achieved, but we don't. You think we look humble to you? Basically, that's what Dean Ambrose said, and then Seth Rollins talked about, oh, how you guys aren't really looking after each other. You just want to get rid of us and move on to focus on yourselves. Well, I don't know if that's what his exact words, but yeah, he's like, with Triple H, you're gonna do what's best for the boss, and then Batista's just showing off his ego, talking about how, oh, he's a Hollywood star. So basically, from there, so. And then Roman Reigns gave him an ultimatum saying, we're going to beat you up. So it's either you're going to run or you're gonna face us and fight us. So basically, he gave him two options, and then the ultimatum, they come out and try to fight Evolution. Basically, the same 11 guys who were in the 11-on-3 handicap came back out again, and then Triple H basically with his distorted voice, so basically looked like he lost his voice, which was surprising to believe, but he still managed to dish out the promo very well, even though he lost his voice, which was a little surprising in what I noticed as well. So that's one thing I could say. So basically, he's like, you got there's a third option. It's either you adapt or perish. So basically, I can't wait to see what's going to go on in Extreme Rules. But as much Limitless I want it to be, I'm hoping they don't wear out this welcome that the dream of the Shield versus the Evolution is in complete existence. Because the fact of the matter is that I don't think we could see a past versus present in NBA, much less being in the NFL as well, because I could just say that the NFL players, they have to retire like in their 30s, and then NBA, I know NBA is a whole different thing as well, to say the least. So that's what I gotta say to that. So yeah, that's what I gotta say to that. Next thing we had was the Intercontinental title tournament. We have Antonio Cesaro versus Rob Van Dam. Basically, unfortunately, Jack Swagger interfered in the match, giving Rob Van Dam the victory and causing Cesaro. So basically, Cesaro and Swagger had their physical altercation, with Cesaro finally taking out Swagger. And then backstage, when Rob Van Dam was celebrating his victory, Cesaro was like, "You didn't beat me," only because Cesaro came out and cost me the match. And then Rob Van Dam just was cocky and celebrated, "Hey, I still won the match nevertheless." And basically, he came out and badmouthed Paul Heyman, saying, "You know what? Why are you with Paul Heyman? He's just going to take your money." So Paul Heyman even know the history of Rob Van Dam, and same thing vice versa, with back in the 90s when ECW was still in existence before it went out of business, as I said before. So yeah, that's what I got to say to that. So with that being said, yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, we had another Intercontinental title match. We have Bad News Barrett versus Sheamus. So it turned out Bad News Barrett finally beat Sheamus after, as being Intercontinental title, he had continuous losses to Sheamus. So basically the tables turned, and so with them building Bad News Barrett to this bad fighter, this battle fighter, I think this is going to be great. So Bad News Barrett, I think I'm very entertained by Bad News Barrett, and I think this is something I'm looking forward to. So one thing I could say is that, what is it? So one thing I could say is the fact that, you know, Wade Barrett is going to be on the big run. I mean, Wade Barrett seems like is going to be on the verge of facing Big E, which I'm a lot more intrigued about. If Rob Van Dam was to face Big E, I'm intrigued about that as well. But Cesaro and Barrett and Big E might put on a big show. So I think there is suspense from there if Bad News Barrett was to win and become champion. Was to win and fight Big E for the Intercontinental title at Extreme Rules. So yeah, so it's kind of perfect that they don't have to rush this in one night and then go to the finals. That they really took it slow like they have been, because the fact that they got multiple weeks till Extreme Rules, that it's not 6 days till Extreme Rules hit. So luckily there's no real rush to what's going on from there. So kudos to Triple H, who is the head of the creative team, to say that. So the next thing we have from there is the fact that we have Paige versus Oksana. Basically, Paige puts on a victory over Oksana and nails the submission hold, which is great. So basically, I like Paige's in-ring skills, and she's really getting so over with the fans, and that the fans are so excited that Paige had her match with AJ, which was great. The fact that AJ did have the upper hand, and that Paige finally fought it out and nailed the huge Paige turner to become the new Divas champion, I thought it was great. So with Paige's title run, and one thing I'm looking forward to is Paige versus Tamina at Extreme Rules. AJ is supposed to return after that. The rumors is still there. It's sparking that AJ will return after Extreme Rules, but the fact is, what is it? Yeah, the fact is that, you know, the story will go either way with Tamina. If Tamina wants to be Divas champion, they could have a feud with AJ. If she lost, then the story will go either way as well. I don't know if they're going to feud or whatnot, or just be on the verge of getting the title back. So that's what I got to say from there, apparently. So one thing I could say is that Paige's title reign, I think, needs to run a little bit longer, more than a month. That way I could be anticipating what's going to happen from there. But if she is to drop the title, we got to see where she goes. Is she on the bound of getting the title back? So that's what I got to say to that. The main event we have was John Cena versus the Wyatt family. So people want to see John Cena fight Bray Wyatt and get it over with, but it turned out it was an alternate name. John Cena couldn't fight Bray Wyatt by himself, but instead would fight either Luke Harper. But he could fight Eric Rowan as well by himself. He would have to get them both in the handicap match. And then the fact that the third option was for the whole Wyatt family to go at it 3-on-1. It turned out, I think it ended in a DQ. I think John Cena could have pulled an upset win and then have the whole Wyatt family beat him up at the end. That way, after the victory, they still have the celebration with John Cena beat down. So with Bray Wyatt, you know, nailing out John Cena, and then him saying he got the whole world in his hands, it looked like something I could fall asleep and woke up out of nowhere and be like, oh my gosh, John Cena got brutally beat down. So the match was great, but a little bit slow. But John Cena did showcase some never give up, but it ends up being DQ'd. It turns out there is a story. What's going to go on from there with Bray Wyatt beating down John Cena? I think this is a little bit more intriguing. The fact that John Cena joked around and did the promo of the mocking sister Abigail Bray Wyatt, and then the rest of the other mother, and then brother or father or whatnot. I don't know what goes on from there. So, the ridicule looked kind of weird, that the fact that John Cena made some jokes, but at the same time, it did show him that he's very confident, that he's not scared of Bray Wyatt, that the fact that, you know, he beat Bray Wyatt. But if Bray Wyatt was to beat John Cena, Bray Wyatt could still keep playing mind games, and that John Cena didn't have to make the jokes he said before. But nonetheless, he still got serious after Bray Wyatt responded to his promo. Luckily enough, this is like one of the best characters that I've ever seen. So, unfortunately, I don't see any chance that the future is still there with Bray Wyatt.
Boo-boo.
Yes, Mom, busy.
Don't forget this.
Yes, Mom. Yeah, don't forget. So, with that being said, with that being said, what is it? Yeah. So, it turned out the steel cage match is going to be very ultimate. So, the fact that they're putting a steel cage match stipulation at Extreme Rules, I think this is going to be great. So, I can't wait to see how the steel cage match turn out, and the fact that they put on a stipulation, which is a steel cage and not a regular normal match where the rest of the Wyatt family could get involved. Which, unfortunately, I'm glad they didn't go that direction. But the fact is that John Cena issued a challenge for the steel cage match. I think Bray Wyatt needs a victory. We don't want to see John Cena keep beating Bray Wyatt all the time. Bray Wyatt needs a victory from there to even the duel from there. And one thing, so I felt like that would be perfect if they were to go that route. So that's my video from there, and that's my main event. So I'll catch you guys there on the flip side, and I'll see you guys later. So hopefully you guys enjoy my video, and I'm sorry if it's long, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.